Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Stuntin', the Fimi Artist Spotlight. My name is Diana, and today I'm joined by one of our Genesis artists, Magusz, who's joining us all the way from Portugal. Welcome, Magusz.
Thank you so much for the invite. It's a pleasure to be here.
Really happy to have you here. So, Leah, let's just jump in and talk about your background as an artist. Like, when did you know you were an artist?
Well, I think since I was a kid or a teenager, I always drawn, I always liked arts. And actually, I studied arts when I was in high school. That was my decision. And it was so, I was so strong belief about it that I remember, because in Portugal, once you finish the 8th degree, then you can choose the course already and decide which school you want to go. Mm-hmm. And I was so convicted that this is what I wanted, that I said, I only have two options. One school in Lisbon and one school in Porto, which are the best ones about arts. And that's what I did. So on the 9th grade, I went to the best school of arts in Lisbon. I was selected and I was very happy. But I was living in Sintra, which is like 1 hour, 2 hours from Lisbon. And with 15, 16 years old, it was really tough for me to go every day. I wake up at 6 a.m. I come back at night at 9 p.m. So I only made a trimester and I needed to quit. I was really overwhelmed by it. But I didn't give up. And my mother supported me on that. And next year, I went again to the high school to study arts. But this time, they opened a course really next to my home. So I was lucky with that. And I started studying there. So yeah, I made all the high school completely in arts. And interesting enough, I wanted to be an architect. That's why I went to study arts. But once I start to have geometry classes, I said, no, this is not for me. Too much straight lines, and very needs to be everything perfect. And I was like, no, I like more free flow. But it was an amazing experience. And with the high school, then I founded 2 different theater groups. And that became my passion, theater. So for a long time, that was my passion, but that was what I dedicated myself instead of visual arts. But it's also kind of arts, so it was also very good for me.
Yeah.
And then my life path was very diverse. I did a lot of different things. My girlfriend says I had many different lives already. And just like 2 years ago, around that, my girlfriend decided to buy an iPad because she needed it also for the trainings that she was giving. And she told me about, did you notice this app, Procreate? It's really good for you to draw, because I kept always drawing and painting. I never stopped. And once I picked up the iPad, well, it was mine. I didn't give it back to her anymore. And that was also what boosted me to pursue it again, this passion that I left a little bit behind just as an hobby. And I decided, okay, this is exactly what I want to do. Thank God for digital tools nowadays, and let me pick up on this. So yeah, since 2 years now that I'm just dedicated to that.
Wow, that's really interesting. And let me tell you something. A 2-hour journey each way is too much for anybody at any age.
Yeah.
You lasted, a whole semester. So yeah, tell me a little bit more about your theater experience. Is it in terms of playwriting or acting?
Acting above all, but since it was in the beginning, it was kind of amateur theater group. We did a little bit of everything, like the scenarios, the settings, trying to fix the lighting. I also learned a lot about that. I got some electric shocks on the way, and but that's also a very good environment because you really learn a lot, and that actually became a bit my basis for the most time of my career. That was as a trainer, actually, and educator. That was what I was doing during many years. I left a career of 15 years as a trainer that I was giving several trainings at European level with non-formal education. So I also have that background on education and how to facilitate groups and a bit about human behavior, but always connected a little bit with my spiritual path also, and this desire of just bringing positivity and light to the world, even when I was facilitating the trainings. So I think that now my art just also adds on to that, and it's a different way to transmit the message I was doing before.
Absolutely. I mean, I just look at you as this conduit for your art. And then now 2 years ago, you got your iPad, and then boom, the digital art aspect came in. So tell us about your journey into NFTs.
Well, actually, it was very close when I bought the iPad. I bought the iPad in October, and I think I made my first NFT in November. So 2020, in the year 2020. And it was quite interesting because in the year 2020, my younger brother, because we are three siblings, I'm the one in the middle, my younger brother told me about cryptos. And in August 2020, he told me, buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, start to learn about it. And I said, okay. And I started doing that. And then I remember exactly when I bought my iPad, then he told me, hey, look into NFTs. But he didn't say anything else. I needed to make my own research. I was really wandering around, what is happening? What is this of NFTs? And it sounded cool, sounded a new tech, something exciting. And I remember in November 2020, I minted my first NFT on Rarible, thinking it's quite easy. I thought, I was looking at it and saying, oh, people put a lot of things here and they sell. So it's just to put there and it will sell. Of course, it's not like that. And I had to learn in a hard way, let's say, because I really needed to learn everything by myself. It was really about researching and trying and experimenting different platforms, keep it going, networking, communicating. But I really love the tech and I really see the potential, and I believe that NFTs will be in our lives every day soon, and in areas that we cannot even imagine at the moment. But
absolutely, you won't get any argument from me here. I mean,
but since my path was really of self-exploration and trying to discover by myself, I try to help as many artists as I can. So anytime people have questions, I receive a lot of DMs on Twitter, people asking, hey, what about your contract? How do you make it? Which platform you suggest to sell? So I always try to support because I didn't add that. It was really just myself trying and experimenting. And I think we can support each other and grow together on this community.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me as well, when I started out in the NFT, I just really found, as you say, you're wandering around this wasteland of like, what's true, what's not, how do I verify this? But the one-on-one interactions, especially on Twitter, you jump in on a Twitter space or a Clubhouse if you have an iPhone, and just the generosity of knowledge, like people just want everybody to learn about NFTs and crypto. And that's one of the things that has kept me here in this space.
Yeah. Indeed, but I also noticed some problems with that because I also joined Clubhouse and I was really excited about it, and I was almost in all rooms and chats and Twitter spaces, everything I could in the beginning. I was there, but then I started also notice a trend that people were hyping it too much, in the sense they were saying everybody should join, make your NFTs, just mint it, start selling, and there
money.
Yes. And there was a lot of lack of important information, like how much does it cost to mint? Because also we know that, especially with Ethereum, now the gas is low, but sometimes it's very high.
It wasn't. It would be more. The minting fee would be more than what you're selling your NFT for. That's always.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's crazy. And there was a lot of lack of information. It seemed, but for somebody that was listening for the first time, it may seem that it's really easy. And it's not. People really need to learn also safety, about how to keep your wallet safe, how to not click on links, don't fall for scammers. And I still feel there's still a lot of lack of that education and information in space. It's really learning by doing and passing by the mistakes.
Try and fail.
Yeah.
And just hopefully, the path will just be clear.
Exactly.
So let's talk about your newest collection on the Fimi NFT marketplace. It's called We.
Yes.
Tell us about that collection.
Sure. So just a little comment. I have two collections on Fimi at this moment. One is very related with my normal style of art, let's say. Very spiritual. It's light animated pieces, but also with a spiritual meaning, all of them, and with the message. And it's a collection that actually I think I made 30 pieces so far, because I wanted also to celebrate diversity and uniqueness of being human. We are all very different, and that's so beautiful to see, and I think we should celebrate that more often, because we know that also there's so many toxicity in this space, and also so much anonymous people are the majority on Twitter, also with avatar profile pictures and different things. But even that, I think it's beautiful because, okay, if you don't want to show your real self, you can be another person. It's fine. It's your own identity. It's about you expressing yourself as you want, and you should be free to do that.
Yes.
And that's awesome. But I wanted to explore a bit more in the sense that my collection, it's full of colors. So for me, every person is full of colors, and I love that because that's really the beautiful. And also the body shapes. I wanted also to make different body shapes because I think it's important to, fortunately, I believe the world is changing and we are learning that, yes, we don't need to be all top models and have this physics that everybody goes to the gym every day. No, we just need to be comfortable with ourselves and accept who we are and be loved by that, loved by what we are and we are.
Absolutely. I mean, there's just so much to unpack.
Yes.
What you just said, because I look at your work, especially with the We collection, which is celebrating human forms. Like there's no faces on them, but it's a form. It's very colorful. And it's in talking in former episodes to other Genesis artists, Money Mom as well. She has a collection that celebrates the female form, and she is called Fluids, and she puts flowers on the faces, but it's like every size. Like we don't all have to be skinny, And then in your Astral collection, it's reminiscent of Gavner, who's also one of our Genesis artists, where he just deals with light as energy and spiritual form, which is like really cool. These like Venn diagrams of our Genesis artists just like coming together on the Fimi NFT marketplace. I just think that's really, really, really cool. Thank you for taking us through your collections on here. So what has been your experience so far on the Fimi NFT marketplace? Like what things have you liked? What are you playing around with? What has been your takeaway?
Well, to be honest, I launched my first collection and I didn't made much more after that. Then I launched I also made it a cross-chain collection. So actually it's minted in 3 different chains. At the moment, there's 30 pieces, 10 in each. Because that's also part of the intuition, the intent that I had about the diversity, that we also should celebrate diversity not only as humans, but in the blockchain. Because, there's also a lot of maximalists that just Bitcoin or just Ethereum or just like Stellar Network, and I think all have a space to exist and we need that. That's why I made it like that. But what I can say about the Fimi marketplace, and I offer for free also this collection because I really wanted also people to be able to have my art and celebrate the diversity without having a cost for it. I think actually in Fimi there was just a fee to pay the chain transaction, but that's it. But it was for free. But what I can say is that the team itself, it's amazing. Like I remember when I wanted to try to launch this collection, I talked with Miguel about it. How could we make it also in a way that it's easy for people to mint it for free? And he was very supportive, and we changed some ideas. So there's always people there. I feel that anytime I have a question or anytime I want to do something, there's always somebody there eager to answer and eager to support in really trying to understand, okay, how can we make this happen? And that's very unique. That's not many platforms that are doing that really care about the artists and are really, even that there's always a lot of things behind for sure to do in a marketplace, a lot of work. There's always this availability. And I love that. I really love this support and that it's quite unique. And I want to see also what else will come with the Fimi. But I think it was a good launch and also this cross-chain factor, not to be also just stuck with one. The UX, it's very easy to use. It was very easy for me to mint everything. I really liked. And I tried many different platforms, but for me that one was also actually very easy to understand. Also this kind of latte minting, that it's an innovation. So there's a lot of different small features that we almost don't notice, but they make a difference. And I appreciate that a lot.
So let me tell you, because, our CEO, Miguel Adwin, is Jamaican, and I know you're from Portugal, but is later.
Later, okay.
Later.